Finally, Labour Congress and President Tinubu, they don't settle their quarrel. This minimum wage quarrel, whether the quarrel is finally, we have reached an agreement. And guess how much they agreed on? It's written on the screen here, 70,000 naira. After they don't drag at a time, Labour Congress say it must be 250,000 last. Federal government say they cannot do more than 62,000 last. After plenty fights, the both of them have now come to agree at 70,000 naira. Depending on how you look at it, you might think the Labour Congress have made a good decision, or you might think it's a bad decision. But let me show you the news as they come. The Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, says the federal government and the leadership of the organized labor have agreed on 70,000 naira as the new minimum wage for Nigerian workers. The minister said the agreement was reached at a meeting between President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the leaders of the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC and the Trade Union Congress TUC on Thursday in Abuja. We are happy to announce today, Thursday, that both the organized labor and the federal government have agreed on an increase on the 62,000 naira minimum wage. The new national minimum that Mr. President is expected to submit to the National Assembly is 70,000 naira, an elated Idris told State House correspondents. The NLC President Joe Ajaero, TUC boss Festus Osifo, Labour Minister in Kiruka, Onye Jocha, and other officials from both sides flanked the minister. Wage to be reviewed every 3 years. Ajaero confirmed that 70,000 naira was where they were on the issue of the minimum wage. He also said that part of the discussion was that the minimum wage would no longer wait till after 5 years to be reviewed. According to him, the agreement was that the minimum wage would now be reviewed every 3 years. Ajaero said the organized labor would consult with their members on the 70,000 naira benchmark. We were here last week and we are here now. What they have announced in terms of the amount of 70,000 naira happens to be where we are now. But the thing about is that we will not wait for another 5 years to come and agree, Ajaero said. The agreement between the two sides followed a series of talks between labor leaders and the president in the last few weeks, after months of failed talk between labor organs and a tripartite committee on minimum wage constituted by the president in January. The committee, which comprised state and federal government and the organized private sector, had proposed 62,000 naira, while Labour insisted on 250,000 naira as the new minimum wage for workers who currently earn 30,000 naira as minimum wage. Labour had said 30,000 naira was unsustainable for any worker, going by the economic vagaries of inflation and high cost of living, which followed the removal of petrol subsidy by the president. Last Thursday, the president met with labor leaders and called for realistic expectations as regards minimum wage. You have to cut your coat according to available cloth before we can finalize the minimum wage process. We have to look at the structure, Tinubu had said. You see, normal, if Nigeria Labour Congress now one person living 10 and a woman, Tinubu supposed to marry them. Tinubu sabi doke them back to back, he sabi give them. It was not to give them and the thing always they enter. Just like you were starting on 250. We were with the watch from afar, spectators. We are not expecting the federal government to agree to 250. We are expecting the federal government to at least agree to 100,000. Show already there, they raise protest. Say they must pay on a big money. On a day and now, I don't agree 70,000 for our back. Now what for all these people? What did they tell? I want to see that meeting anyway. Because if the federal government said that they don't have enough money, that we should look at reality check. The federal government cannot do 200,000 as minimum wage. How come they can give 80 billion to people going to Stone Devil at Mecca? Well, it's a win-win. Anyhow you look at federal government won, labor won. If they are not gone on this protest, this strike and everything, they for still did 30,000 naira as they talk now. So anyway, they came out with something from this quarrel. They have at least reached 70,000 naira. That 70k now will affect even NYC members. Even NYC members will collect 70,000 every month. Some people think that this one and I will cause inflation. That's a stupid talk. All the inflation will happen all these years. They increase salary before it happen. Not that our president iPhone moved from 200 to 700. So did anybody increase salary for that to happen? No, our president Pepe don't talk till 200 too. Did anybody increase salary for that to happen? Every time we say may they increase salary, they go say go cause inflation. So the inflation when they happen, when they never increase salary, which one they cost that one? Realistically, nobody can survive on 30,000 naira per month. Even this 70k, I'm not sure any living thing will survive on, but at least it's far better than 30,000. You understand? So they have come out with something from this quarter. And then another very good agreement they came out with is that salaries are going to be reviewed after every 3 years, opposed to the 5 years that was being reviewed before. Was it even being reviewed the 5 years? Now agreement they get for this 5 years, for the 5 years now, where they actually reviewing it every 5 years. This is what they don't agree 3 years now. Would they actually review it every 3 years? Is another mighty question we are going to ask. But anyway, full stop. NLC, TUC, federal government, they don't agree at 70,000 naira. The next set of quarrel will go quarrel now state governors. They go say they not get the 70,000 to pay. Moon and wash. Just give them 2-3 days. You start to hear them shouting that they don't have the 70,000 naira to pay. Any state governor that cannot pay 70,000 naira should resign. You not get what you use and do. If you cannot look for ways to generate funds internally to pay your workers, then get the hell out of that place. You are jobless. You are as useless as a props. You are just staying there to collect money from federal government and squander the one you can squander. You should be thinking outside the box now, looking for a way to make money that you will use to pay salaries. If you cannot do that, I repeat, get out of that place. You are jobless.